The question is, should we train like an athlete or should we train like a bodybuilder? For those of you that your number one priority is to pack on as much muscle as humanly possible at the sacrifice of other physical capabilities and lifestyle choices, then bodybuilding is for you.
So shock the biceps later, finish up with some cardio, change it up, keep the body going.
For the rest of us who'd like to lose weight, increase strength, maintain joint health, and move better, then training like an athlete is for you. What are the main differences training like a bodybuilder versus training like an athlete? Stay tuned and I'll show you. I'm not anti-bodybuilding at all for those of you who can commit to the training and the lifestyle that goes with it. It's a full-time job taking into account all the measures and steps that are required to ensure that you actually physically can recover. For those people that struggle with time commitment, that are overstressed, that have poor mobility and nutrition isn't on point, perhaps you need to find a new training style.
What you talking about?
Training is essentially how well you can recover. Despite what a lot of people think, more isn't always better. So on this y-axis through here, we've got stress. We've got 0 here, 100 here. Now 0 in the human body equals homeostasis. So that's where our body likes to sit, in this range through here. So we've got time across here. Okay, so homeostatic range, for example, when we're on holidays, we're well rested, our body sort of sits at about this marker through here. But what happens is, for example, we go to work and our boss yells at us, our stress response goes to about here. So then we sit here for that day. We don't get a lot of sleep that night and we find out our partner's cheating on us and we go down to here on this graph. If something good happens, then we rest, we get a good night's sleep, then we might come back up to here. And then we have just an average day, we stay about here, we haven't recovered, but then we have another good day, we end up through here. Now for general population and people who work in a corporate job or don't train for a living, we need to factor in stress and the response that it has on our life. If we have a poor diet, we're automatically stressed. We don't sleep well, even more stress. Your mum tells you you're fat.
You're fat, Helen.
Then we decide at about here, we're going to start bodybuilding. Now you've heard me say before, you're only as good as you're able to recover, and that is because the stress response that is created in your body from actual training as well. What happens with training and the whole principle of training is you go into the gym and you cause a stress response. So you go in, you do a set of squats, you do some bench press, you do some pull-ups, whatever it is, across time. So you wake up the next morning and you're really sore. So you end up about here. Now the good thing with training is there's a principle called SAID, so specific adaptation to imposed demand. And what happens is you do those sets of squats, you do your chin-ups, and then 2 or 3 days later, your body recovers and it's a little bit stronger. So your new standard of strength will be up here. You've got that little bit of extra strength through here. Now what happens with bodybuilding programs is there's high frequency. So you've got a lot of times that you're going into the gym. You're going 5, 6, sometimes 7 times to the gym in the week. And for the normal office worker and someone who's not a full-time and someone who's committed to recovering, you end up stressing yourself. Then you're doing your weight training session, go down to about here, and you never actually come back to your homeostatic range. If you're taking special supplements, the really strong kind of special supplements, what the supplements or the steroids do is they make you recover quicker and faster. You can super compensate and become stronger and more muscular in a faster period of time. If you're training like an athlete, there's less frequency and more time focused on your recovery rather than training. So you go into the gym on Monday, you do a really intense session, but then you don't work out until, say, Thursday. So Thursday through here, but you get all this time here to recover. You might do some hot cold therapy, you might do some massage, facilitates a little bit of your recovery a little bit faster. For us mere mortals that don't have super physiological levels of hormones that can take us up to that level and we can recover all the time, high frequency training with high volume, it can be actually dangerous and you can stress yourself. You get sick down the bottom through here because you haven't actually recovered enough. So how do we train like an athlete?